Hey, 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 it's the Midnight Hour Zombie Movie Lover here, Echo Zombie. If you've been watching my channel for about the last week, you've seen that I've been doing shorts talking about the 2021 Sci-Fi Channel show Day of the Dead, a loose remake retelling of the 1985 movie, Day of the Dead. Now, I believe I said when I talked about the ninth episode, I do a regular video because it probably would take that long. Practically, it would take longer than 3 minutes to talk about this the show. Let's look at my thoughts. Now, I had said that back in 2021, after the third episode, I had to check out because I didn't like it, and I got reminded a big key thing, and that is the fact that we spend a lot of time with these annoying, unredeemable characters that you don't really care for. Another thing is that you don't really see much zombie action in it because it's really a slow burn. It's probably not till like the sixth or seventh episode when things really start to pick up, and your first really good episode is probably about episode 8. So that is a slow burn. That's just like, oh, come on, give us the zombies. We don't care about these characters that are annoying. They're driving me up the wall. Um, but I was able to get past it and see more of that. Again, the slow build up, the effects aren't the greatest because some of the zombies really look like they're wearing Halloween masks. Now, if you have someone playing a zombie like that, don't you keep them in the background where the camera can't really pick them up? See that they're wearing a Halloween mask? They really don't do that in this. The gore is, well, you get some scenes like people getting their throats ripped out. When Bobby gets his leg bitten into, and of course when Rhodes gets ripped in half. Rhodes getting ripped in half is probably about the goriest we get. Ripped in half, the feeding on him. Now, if you're a fan of the original '85 movie, there's a lot of throwbacks to this. Not just characters, because we get a Sarah, we get a Rhodes. Cameron's father's last name is McDermott. I do believe there was a McDermott. We get a Dr. Logan. We get like lines like Rhodes says some of the 1985 Rhodes' lines. Like at one point he tells somebody, "I'm in charge of this monkey show here." Monkey show now, whatever. Pretty much the same line he said back in '85. And he does call Dr. Logan Frankenstein at one point. Something like that. I like the whole idea is that hundreds of years earlier, when white man came to the area, one of them died, came back as a zombie, and started making more zombies. And then the whites went to the Native Americans, got them to help them take out the zombies because they were like, hey, after they're done with us, they're coming for you. And they took all of them out, but they had trouble because these zombies, unlike the original, a bullet to the head doesn't work. We get to see that when Cam runs one over with a lawnmower, and his part of his jaw is all that's left, but he's still running around. They said they helped him take him out, save for one, the final one, which they put a mask on and chained up in a pit as a warning. And he says that person's name was Cooper. Cooper! We had Cooper from the original Night of the Living Dead. We actually had Harry Cooper and his wife and their daughter, so that's kind of cool. Also, the point where they end up in a pub. They say that this is, somebody on IMDb said that's the same location from Shaun of the Dead. I got my doubts about that. For some reason, I have my doubts about that. Slow build up, I think, is really worse than the annoying characters because it actually makes you spend more time with his annoying characters. So it makes it so like when Jay dies, make the sacrifice, you're not super sad. Or when Trey dies, you're not super sad because it's just like, it was annoying anyways. The ending, though, it ends where they could have done in season 2, because we see that Cam, after getting separated from the others, is saved by his father from the other zombies, and now he takes him to the woods, and he's like gonna try to keep his father safe. So now he's out there. We see some people in an unmarked black van abduct Dr. Logan, and then we see, of course, Dr. Logan's daughter, who had died, coming back as a zombie. That's the final shot, is a zombie girl with a blank white eyes staring into the camera. Unfortunately, we never got a season 2, and it's now been, at the time of this recording, 3.5 years. Maybe they can do a graphic novel, whatever, that will continue it. Um, Maybe if the humor was better. Maybe if um, it's very kind of like, I don't like the fact that someone, I guess, is supposed to tell a joke or something, like Bobby being kind of a doofus type character, and it just doesn't really come across as being funny. But maybe they had better humor. Maybe if it wasn't a slow burn, maybe if the characters weren't so annoying, we could have got um, a season 2. It would have been better. Um, it was going up against not just The Walking Dead, but this thing, the first episode was just a few days after the first episode of season 1 of Chucky, so it had things working against it. Not just the show was working against itself, but it had things outside the show working against it. Actually, we probably would have got 4 or 5 seasons, because if it's a sci-fi show, sci-fi likes to do about 4 or 5 seasons of a show and then end it. So we could have got more. Anyways, I gotta go. It's a little hot here. I gotta turn this back on. If you guys remember the show, have you seen it? Tell me what you think. Also, I'm gonna have to test out, maybe not just on channel but the other channel, doing these shorts where I talk about a show. I guess I could try to do a movie in 3 minutes. But anyways, I am the Midnight Hour movie zombie lover, Echo Zombie, and you do not want to see me in a graveyard. Toodaloo.